Hello, hello, hello. We have new One Punch Man webcomic action. A beautiful run of chapters coming out here at a cadence of like once a week. Amazing. After years of waiting, we are now in the thick of the Metal Knight arc, the battle of Genos' life, trying to track down the psychotic cyborg that destroyed his family and village and his entire way of life. Plus the whole revelation, of course, that Metal Knight is evil and needs to be stopped, and now we are just launched into this brutal orgy of robot on human carnage. I offered my own theories on where I think this is going. I think it's going to become a real tragic scenario where Genos is framed as the demon cyborg, framed as the instigator of all these events. Who has hacked into Metal Knight's security systems. I don't know. I just kind of think that that's a direction that really lends a lot of weight to the violence we're seeing. But we'll find out. The Neo heroes showing up to the scene, the only ones capable of taking on Metal Knight's forces. Their amazing battle suits. We being the Neo hero leaders, I think, right? Because this is the sumo guy, who's one of like the big six of the Neo heroes. I like this shot sliding down the building. I love the perspective of this. The building's kind of leering over the top. This is good, dude. One is like really becoming so cinematic, really becoming on the level, not in terms of technical prowess as Murata, but on the level of ambition, on the level of kind of seeing the manga cinematically. I think he's becoming one of Murata's peers. It's amazing. Well done gathering here. Other sumo guys in the Neo Heroes. I see. I like that pretty much any sort of competitive sport, any martial arts discipline, any style of combat, whatever, in this universe has like a council of the very best. That even though they're like rivals, even though they may do things differently, they still come together in moments like this. Like the Order of the Sword, which we saw in the remake. A bunch of true warriors. Yeah. The wrestlers of Super Sumo would be of use, but I did not expect it so soon. Cool. I like this. I like that. It's sort of like a power fantasy for them that probably existed for a long time before, right? They're super strong. They're super huge. They are as immovable as a mountain. They hit like a truck. But now they also can bound between buildings and run at the speed of sound and all these things that maybe they envied other martial artists for, other superheroes for, whatever. Now they too have the best of both worlds. Strange enemies seem to be pursuing us as an army. Let's do it. Okay. Awesome shot. Just look at all these expressions, dude. I don't know. He never loses this charm. He never homogenizes the way he draws faces or anything like that. That's what keeps him so special. Interesting showdown. You can really see just how regimented the robots are. Now this one's kind of interesting because I feel like one is definitely trying to give us a sense of, oh, they're so regimented. They're walking with such precision. It's just this unflinching, unthinking force of robotic nature that's coming to destroy everything. But in the actual drawing, they are like kind of askew, and they don't look perfectly uniform. But I think that's kind of neat. I don't know. It really brings out this charm point of his art, I think, in situations where it's like kind of tested like this. This panel is just so good. Oh shit, doing the sumo thing. That alone is enough to dismantle them at a distance. And then the slaps coming through, E-Honda style. Street Fighter 6 out yesterday. Very exciting. Oh yes, this is the idol hero who's been very cyborgified as part of her efforts in Neo Heroes. But I never wanted to see anything like this. I like this shot that they're filming everything. Even the cameraman, of course, has a super suit on. Okay. You know where that seat? Might as well toss the camera aside and help us fight. Yeah, she's got pretty crazy powers too. It's tough to know exactly, you know, we know these guys are hella strong, that they're taking on dragon scale threats and stuff. But we don't really know how it gets delineated beyond that. We don't really know who among them is the strongest, but I see her as maybe like a Tatsumaki type figure. Just this sort of otherworldly power that just can completely gap most encounters. Like, what are they going to do against energy beams falling like snow and just annihilating everything? Yeah, this is a great shot. Oh, this is a great shot. I love how soft it is. How non-violent, how gentle. Just this delicate touch that nevertheless smushes them. Ooh, stop the cameras. So this is kind of interesting. That at first, she does this very delicate, beautiful attack that kind of speaks to her sensibilities and her character image. And then she's like, well, this isn't efficient enough. So turn off the cameras. I'm going to cast aside what I try to present as my character and just go full crazy mode. These are amazing shots, too. The detail of the hair, the way the hair is like moving and the wind she's creating, the way that these butterfly wings are drawn. It's very, very good. I just, more and more. And then yet we still get stuff like this too, the really scribbly way. And it's so good because it really conveys like speed. It really conveys like this sense of trivialness that she's just cast aside this part of the battle and is moving on. This like scribbliness. But it feels very much like one as well. Like it feels very inside his wheel horse. Your sense of heroism is actually awakened. It's no longer just for the cameras. It's no longer just to become popular. These are coolant replacement batteries. Without any of these, your body won't be able to keep up. Ooh, jeez. So it's not just that she doesn't care about the image anymore, which can be seen as heroic. She's outright being reckless. She's actually willing to throw away her own life. Child Emperor told me everything about the people at the Hero Association. But the S-Class, invincible in body and mind. Of course, King is there. The most invincible of them all. But all the brave souls who work hard for the sake of justice rather than money. Licenseless Rider, a great example. A lot of people we don't know. This person in particular very, very much intrigues me. This is awesome. She's just getting more and more deranged looking. I too. Yes, so we also found this out, that Metal Knight has unleashed the various monsters he had kept cooped up for his nefarious purposes. Are now rampaging themselves. Awesome. Really crazy spread here. I just love how every single shot is packed full with either robots destroying, being destroyed, or preparing to destroy. I really like the design of the robots too. It's so simple, but it seems to really convey a strong personality defined by an absence of personality, you know? Like, aggressively neutral. Yeah, really good action shots here. Just blowing up everything. Webby Gaza-chan came to save us. I love this shot. They're all trapped on the roof and they spelled SOS with the rocks. There's just like such a nice little story being told in this one panel, you know? And it really, again, highlights the human aspect of this whole arc, which I don't think has really been highlighted to this extent before. Really focusing on what are the humans doing to get out of this situation. I will become what Sweet Mask couldn't. The real thing. The idol hero that isn't secretly a monster. That isn't going to go totally insane and start rampaging. But, you know, I'm sure... I think a showdown with Child Emperor is totally in the cards for her. She is not going to end up on the right side of justice. But it's just sort of a question of, like, how much is going to come out in this arc, right? Like, this is already the Metal Knight versus Genos and Drive Knight arc. It's also the Neo Heroes arc. Will it also become kind of like the Sweet Mask arc finale? Like, will he actually return in some circumstance here? It's kind of like, it reflects one's arc writing ambitions, and I think his skill. That if we compare this to something like the Monster Association arc, that became so many other things at the same time, right? The Garu arc, and somewhat the Tatsumaki arc. Yeah, actually, pretty fully the Tatsumaki and Fubuki and Psychos arc and stuff kind of emerged through there too. I think this is one of his real gifts as a storyteller, is kind of like combining these ideas into one extremely multifaceted, extremely, you know, complex showdown that then starts getting really thematically united, you know, that consistent themes start emerging no matter what the conflict is. I don't know, it's going to be really interesting. I'm very excited. I'm very excited that chapters are coming out regularly. I can't wait to see what's next, and I'm excited to share it with you too. That's all for now.